Hey everyone, it's Hadar, and that's the Fluency podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a short Friday episode where I wanted to share a quick life update, to check in with you, and also to invite you to my Pronunciation Bootcamp that is coming up in just a few days. So I want to talk a little bit more about that and share some philosophical thoughts about language learning and responsibility. So I'm recording this episode from Nashville, Tennessee, in the United States. I came here for a few days for a mastermind. I'm inside a mastermind with Amy Porterfield, who is my teacher and my mentor, and 20 incredible business women from around the world. Actually, mostly the US and Canada. I'm the only one who had to cross the ocean to come here. But it's really incredible. It's really incredible to be in a room with women who do big things. It is so inspiring. And I wanted to share that with you because I think it's so important to recognize the impact your surroundings has on your motivation, on your willingness to do things, and how you even perceive yourself. Because when I arrived here a few days ago, it was after a full week where my partner, Gil, was sick. Both my daughters were sick. I was super busy with work and I just couldn't lift my head up. I was just going from one thing to another, to another. And, it happens that you have these times where you get so busy, you can't even pull out and think about your life or have a moment to reflect. So traveling really helped me to take that time to reflect on my life, reflect on my business, and spend time with people who got me really inspired. And one of my biggest fear going into this mastermind was, what if I don't have any value to offer? What if everyone is doing such big things and I wouldn't even know how to help them? Now, this was the second time I'm coming here for a mastermind. So the first time was really it felt very uncomfortable. And I think I even shared that on one of my newsletters that I didn't feel like I belong. And I really worked on getting myself to feel like I belong. So this time I was working on making sure I add value. And the truth is that I didn't have to work hard at feeling that. Not because I'm so smart and I have so much to contribute, but I recognize that the moments where we had small conversations, where I was listening, sharing my own experience, just being in the room with them created a space for all of us that was extremely valuable. It was valuable to me, and after having conversations with other women, it was also valuable to them. So just being a part of the group was adding value. And I wanted to share that because sometimes it's easy to think that we only bring value when we say something smart, or when we offer help, or when we give money, or when we do something that is big for someone else, when we teach, when we share something that other people don't know. But the truth is that you simply being you, present in the room with people who benefit from being in that space with you, is value. And also, when you recognize that, you allow yourself to open yourself up, to share things, and even to speak. We all know that when we speak a second language, it's always a little hard to share everything you have to share and to express everything you have to express and to be nuanced and to say the right thing and to be funny just like you are in your first language. We are a lot more limited in a second language, and that is okay. It doesn't mean that you don't add value to the conversation when you're in the room. Now, there's one more thing I want to share about this mastermind. On the first day, when we just had to go around and talk about how the first few months have been, we did this check-in. One of the women, her name is Melissa, She shared that she had to take radical responsibility in her business and change something significant that she struggled with for years. Meaning, she had to take responsibility as a CEO and do the things that she wanted to happen and not just wait around and expect for them to change or for her team to change them. And the words radical responsibility really resonated with me. And I love that. And I'll tell you why. First, because I feel the same way in my business. Like sometimes things don't happen the way I expect them to happen. And it's so easy to find someone to blame. Oh, it's that company that didn't do what it was supposed to do. Oh, it's because the team hasn't worked as efficiently as it could have. Oh, it's because the market is changing. So it's really easy to find reasons that are not me for why things are happening the way they do. And what I have learned over the past few months and few years is that everything is under my responsibility. I'm the founder. I'm the CEO. I lead the team. I make the decisions. I can't control the market. I can't control people's thoughts. But if I don't see the results that I want, it's my responsibility to make the necessary changes or to communicate differently or to change the goal so that things happen the way I want them to happen. It's my responsibility. And unless I take radical responsibility, I will not have the business I want. Unless I take radical responsibility on my life, I will not have the life I want. Unless I take radical responsibility on my Spanish learning journey, I will not speak Spanish fluently. I recorded a podcast about it that is going to be published next week about my frustration with language learning and challenges that I've been facing. But I know what I need to do to get fluent. I have developed methods and systems to get exactly where I want to get. And I know they work because when I take action, they work for me. Radical responsibility in language learning also means that I take full responsibility for where I'm at with my Spanish and where you're at with your English. Why? Because it's only you who can make decisions about how much you'll learn, how much time you're willing to invest, how you show up, and how you're willing to break limiting beliefs and face fear and speak even though you don't want to. That is taking radical responsibility. Because it's easy to say, I don't have time. I don't have anyone to speak to. I don't have a good reason to study English right now. I haven't found the right training. I didn't, I couldn't. All of that. Like it's so easy to say that and to use that as an excuse for why you're not where you want to be. And again, I'm speaking from sheer experience. Not the experience I had with English 20 years ago, but the experience I have now with learning Spanish. And those words like taking radical responsibility really resonated with my entire body because when you know that things don't go as planned and it's all you, on one hand, it's frustrating because it's kind of like, damn it, I couldn't make it happen. And on the other hand, there is so much freedom in it because all you need to do is change something or prioritize something or behave differently. But you can control the results in your life, in your business, in your English by simply taking radical responsibility. So I wanted to share that, and I'm going to leave you with that thought, but not without telling you that I can help you take radical responsibility and take action and take ownership over your English learning journey if you need it. I'm starting a pronunciation bootcamp, a 7-day pronunciation bootcamp, and it's free. So I'm inviting you to join, to take radical responsibility and join. because in the Pronunciation Bootcamp, you will be a part of an incredible community that is going to hold you accountable, get you inspired and excited. You'll get to practice and speak with people from around the world. They're already engaging in the community. They're sharing their stories. They're pretty incredible. And I know that we're going to have so much more value in the group if you join too. So I want you to come in understanding that A, you're taking radical responsibility, and B, you're joining because you have a lot of value to add. But also by adding value, you will get a lot of value as well. And that is just from the community, just from being in the room, the virtual room, with people who are taking action and taking radical responsibility. But also, I'm going to do daily trainings, pronunciation training, mindset training. There are going to be practice groups with my coaches, conversation groups, challenges. Everything is going to be on my private app. And it's just going to be really incredible. I'm telling you. And I'm going to teach you the fundamentals for learning pronunciation in an effective way. I'm going to talk about how to be self-reliant so you don't have to be dependent on someone else to know if you're pronouncing something correctly or not. I think we've become so dependent on AI, all these apps that tell you if you sound like a native speaker, or dependent on people to tell us if we're doing okay, not just with our pronunciation, but in English, with English in general. And when you're so dependent, what ends up happening is that you just don't know anymore if you're okay or not. You have to be around someone to tell you how you're doing. And that is not good. That is not good. It's not taking radical responsibility. So a part of being in control and being in ownership of your language journey and English journey is knowing if you're doing something right or not, if you're studying something that is actually helping you or not, if you're in the right environment or not. So we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to give you some ways and strategies to know if you are practicing something correctly when it comes to pronunciation, to know what you specifically need to focus on, and to know what strategies work and what strategies don't work. I'm going to share with you all of that so that by the end of the 7 days of the Pronunciation Bootcamp, and I know you might be busy and you have stuff. Listen, even if you just join one of the trainings, you are going to get value. Speaking of value. And even if you can't join live, everything is going to be recorded and it's going to be kept there for about 2 weeks. So you will have access to the content for a while, even though I do think that the live trainings are awesome because of the energy and the vibe. But back to what I was saying, even if you feel like you're busy and you have a lot on your plate, this is an opportunity. It's a free opportunity for you to get excited and to get clarity about your English journey and to do things differently. Now, during this mastermind, some people said several times, what got you here won't get you there. And this was in regards to scaling the business, right? Things that worked for you up until this point. If you want to grow, if you want to become more efficient, if you want to change things, to create new things, which is my thing. Like I have an entirely new project that I want to create and I want to make sure that I have the infrastructure for it. And to be able to do that, you have to do things differently because what you have done in the past is no longer working for the new version of you, for the new vision that you have. So this is an opportunity for yourself to do things differently and to see the impact that it might have on your own personal development and on your English. And I'm inviting you, and it's free, and I really hope to see you there. All right, that's it. That's my quick check-in and invite. I have one more full day here in the US, and then on Saturday, I'm going to head back home. And I'm so excited because I miss my family so much. I also miss Barcelona. I miss the weather. I miss walking down the streets here. You can't walk. Like the other day, I went to get coffee and I turned around and I went back home because I was afraid of getting run over by a car because there were no crosswalks where I was going. I'm not used to it. But it's great. It's lovely. The winter is so pretty here and no complaints, honestly. I'm so grateful that I get to travel and work while I travel. So that's it. Just wanted to say that I'm grateful. If it sounded like I was complaining. Anyway, I really hope to see you in the boot camp. If you want to join, go to hadarshemish.com/bootcamp or click the link in the description. It's there. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day and weekend if you're listening to this on a Friday. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.